Hi everyone, welcome back to SmugMug Live. I'm Alastair Jolly, your host here on SmugMug Live. This is episode 50, a tips and tricks episode all about some SmugMug features. Thank you so much for joining today. As always, SmugMug Live is brought to you by SmugMug and Flickr. If you're looking for somewhere to showcase your images, showcase your brand, store your images in the cloud, sell those images to your customers and clients, then check out everything we have to offer at smugmug.com. If you're looking to be part of the most incredible community of photographers, then check out everything we have to offer at flickr.com. Thank you so much for joining today. I can see a few of you in the chat there already posting where you're joining us from. It's something I always love to see. Give yourself a shout out there in the chat window. And if you have any questions today, then that's also the place to put them in that chat window. Start your question with the word question, and I will hopefully get to them today. Today's show is just me, no guest today, just a tips and tricks episodes with a few demos of some things I want to showcase. We are going to predominantly be talking about how to utilize your SmugMug site, how to get set up specifically for the holiday season. It's crazy, I know. We're almost at the end of the year. We're talking about the holiday season and the main selling season for professional photographers. It came around fast. It feels like it's still March 2020. And although this has been the craziest of years, there's still a great opportunity at this time of year for your business to be really successful. And I'm going to talk about some ideas, 5 ideas that you can utilize to get yourself set up for success this holiday season. Before we jump to that, something else I want to point out is today we just launched a new episode of the Photography Lounge podcast. Some of you might not be aware that we started a podcast as well. So check out everything we have to offer at the Photography Lounge. You can find the Photography Lounge podcast on all your favorite podcast apps. So whether it's in Spotify, Google, Apple, you'll find the Photography Lounge there. And yeah, there's some great conversations over there with some of the best photographers in the world, and giving us an insight into their world and the things that they do in their photography career. So Photography Lounge podcast, check that out for me if you can. So a few of you giving yourself shout outs, thank you very much. Keep those coming. I will be sharing my screen a fair bit over the next 30 or 40 minutes, giving you some tips and tricks. As I said, holiday season is here. It's right around the corner, but this is the time as a photographer you need to really be gearing up to sell to your client base between now and when they need their products for gifts, and we'll look at some ideas. So the first thing I want to talk about, for those of you who already have a SmugMug site, is the idea of using this time to refresh the look of your site. One thing this pandemic has given us this year is the luxury of having a little bit more time than we typically have. Unfortunately, we'd all rather be out there shooting, but a lot of us haven't been able to, so we've had a lot more time on our hands to do those things that we've always wanted to do, but we've put off. So one thing I would highly recommend, I'm going to share my screen again here, is go to your site and take this opportunity to refresh your site and get it ready for the holiday season. I'm going to be using a couple of demo sites today. These are not working SmugMug sites, and we play about with these a lot at demonstrations, webinars, trade shows, conferences. So, you know, these sites can get abused and used quite extensively, but they are just demo sites. So don't worry if you see anything that looks a little bit crazy. It's probably because we were trying to do crazy things with them. So I've got a couple of sites here to showcase a few things on today. So let's talk about this idea of customization. Let's go to the main site here on this demo site that we have. The main thing about refreshing your site is get it set up the way you want it for your clients at this time of year. As I say, we're moving to holidays. And one thing I wanted to point out is you can have as many site designs as you want on SmugMug on that single account, and they're all saved and non-destructive. Many of you will be familiar with choosing a site template. When you first join SmugMug, you're asked to choose a site template. We have 20 odd site templates you can choose from here. And typically you would choose one of these that is pretty close to the type of theme that you want your main site to have. All of this is customizable, so don't get too worried about what site you choose. But if you have a SmugMug site, you'll be familiar with this and you will have already have chosen one of these. But you can have more than one stored. So at the moment, we're using this site that's called Webinar Design, which is used on our webinar programs with some of the team. But I had sneakily saved another one down here called Holiday 2020. And if we go preview that site, you can see that I did a little bit of basic work here where the homepage now showcases some very seasonal imagery, and the theme has this wintry theme at the background with some snow and a very white theme to the whole site. If I now go up here and choose this design, that entire site has now been changed to this look. So everything is now got this wintry background. My homepage could be anything I want, specifically directing people to sell their seasonal items, whether it's portraits that you've taken for cards, whether it's portraits you've taken previously throughout the year, whether it's wedding images. But you can easily have many site designs ready to go at different seasons of the years. We have spooky themes, we have pumpkin themes. They can all sound a bit cheesy sometimes, but this time of year, it's great to just flip that switch and change that site design, even very temporarily, to that new design for the season. So as I say, none of this is destructive. If I go back to choose a new site design, you'll see that the webinar site design is still there. If I preview it, then I can go back, choose that design, go back there, and you're all scared by the big wasp again, or the big bee on the flower. So changing your site design is very simple. You can be quite smart about it and have a homepage set up specifically for the season. So you could have one ready for February for Valentine's season with a specific theme for that. You can have one set up, as I say, for Halloween. You can have one set up for the holidays. All really trying to direct your client to the fact that there's a holiday around the corner and maybe they should buy some products from you to get ready for that holiday. So that's number one. Use this time that we have in our hands to get set up for holidays by having a refresh of your site. If you have any questions, post them in the chat and I'll circle back to them if we don't get to them just now. Another thing that maybe you haven't done for a while, if you have a SmugMug site, is you maybe haven't looked at your pricing for a while. Something we're all prone to do is build a price list to sell our products, and you set it and forget it, which is great, but there's an opportunity to increase your bottom line by revisiting your pricing year on year. A lot of people I know who are very effective at this, do it multiple times throughout the year. As they get busier, they put their prices up because they're in demand. Everybody could use an opportunity to look at it at least once a year to look at the cost of business and to make sure that your prices reflect that. And when you're in your price list, it gives you a great opportunity to look at maybe what you have missing from that price list. Maybe we've added some new products, some new SKUs, as we would call them, to the catalog that maybe you don't already have. So take this time to go into your account settings. Now let me share the screen again. Go into your account settings and head over to the business tab. In case you've forgotten where your price lists are, click on selling, and here you can visit your price list. This site, this demonstration site only has one price list. So let's have a look at that. In fact, let's go over to this site. I'd rather show you on this site. So let's go to the account settings on this site and go to business, go to selling, and go to manage. And there you can have a look at your price list, have a look at what SKUs, products you already have on there, and then head into the edit tab. Let me just move that over because I can't see it from my own screen share. Hit that edit tab, and here you can see all the products you have on each of your price lists. So have a little bit of time on your hands, go get a look at your price list and have a good look at what you're charging, what you're selling. Are there any opportunities to add some new stuff for your clients? Is there an opportunity to increase potentially those prices that you already have set to reflect the market that you are in? Some of the SKUs that you might be missing and very, very relevant to this very time is something I want to highlight is we just added masks, face masks to our UK clients, our US clients. Apologies to our UK clients, they're not available unless you want to ship internationally at this time. But specifically for our US clients, we have added the ability to add some customizable face masks there. You can, of course, buy these for yourself if you have a basic or power account, then you can buy these for yourself. Indeed, if you have a portfolio or pro account, you can still, if you're logged in, buy these for yourself. But it is a very topical item to add that can be customized with a great image either of your own, or if you want to, on our portfolio and pro accounts, you can mark these up for profit and sell these to your clients, and they can buy these face masks with the fantastic images that you've taken of them on the mask. So that's potentially one product that you could add to your shopping cart. They have a couple of sizes available to them. They also have these little sliding lugs that make them fit behind the ear. But yeah, a little keepsake item, but obviously very appropriate to use just now, unfortunately, but a marketing opportunity, shall we say, for your client base. So that's something to go check out and add them to your price lists under the keepsake tag. You will be able to find those items along with the other type of keepsake products that we have. So that is face masks, but another really, really important product that I'm going to really encourage you to add to your offering. I'm going to hide my face just for a second so that you can see it. No, not that one. Find the right button. If I drag myself over there, maybe you can see it. Down here on the price list, there is an option to offer greetings cards. Now, greetings cards, again, apologies to the UK audience, are available to our US customers. If you choose any of our US labs, you can activate this button. It doesn't have to be Bayphoto. It can be any of our US labs. You will see the option to offer greetings cards appear on the bottom of the price list. If you activate that, you can then decide how much profit you want to make on greetings cards. Now, the reason we're going to add a percentage markup to the greetings cards, there's a ton of options when it comes to greetings cards. There are so many types of greetings cards that you could choose from the designs. There's also different types of paper stock. There's also different types of envelope and items you can add from a printing perspective to the cards and the envelopes. That there's a bunch of SKUs that you would have to go through and price individually. So the approach we've taken is that you just tell the pricing system here that you want to mark up by a certain amount if you're selling these to your clients. So you could put, I think as standard we say 50%, we automatically add 50%. This one has 75% markup on the greetings cards. So let's have a look at what that looks like for your clients. So let's go back to the main site here. So if we go back to the main site and we go look at a gallery, so I'm just going to go to the fine art section here. Let's pick an image of the Bay Bridge. It's been a while since I've seen the bridge, so let's choose an image from it. So I want to buy this photo and I want to put it on a greetings card. Now, because I've checked that little box in the price list, you can see that greetings cards are now available to your clients when they come to buy this image. So let's click on here, and when you click on here, you get a selection of different kind of cards you want to buy, and we kind of break them down by sort of theme, by event. So there's some that are specific to weddings, graduations, New Year, Hanukkah, Christmas, generic holiday ones. So let's click on these cards, and you're taken to the opportunity to choose the type of card that you want to offer. Something I think is really kind of cool is we've added cards that are kind of topical to the fact that we've had a pretty horrendous 2020 with the pandemic. So there's some cool cards here that say all is well, oh dear, what a year, the quarantine chronicles, so there's some kind of jovial ones around the fact that it's been a tough year. So I really like this one that says, oh dear, what a year. So let's choose that card. You can choose as many images as the design allows you to do here, but I'm just going to stick with the one image at the moment. So let's submit that. And this will take us into the actual card builder section of the website, where we can do some customization of the card. And this is where you'll start to see why we just do a markup in the price list rather than have you price every element of a card design, because there's just so many options to choose from. You can choose a different color theme for the card. You can, here at the very bottom, you can drag in the image that you chose. Probably should have chosen an image with some people in it for this demonstration, but in fact, let's go do that. I think I'd rather have some people in that image rather than a picture of the Bay Bridge. Let's make it an appropriate shot. So let's go back here to the family section on this site. Let's go to some wedding images. Let's see if we've got a group shot down here. So I want to put this one on a card, add it to a card. Again, I'm going to choose a holiday card, go back to this one that was, oh dear, what a year. And I chose that picture. I'm also going to pick the bottom right picture. You can't see it from my face at the moment, but I picked two pictures there. Submit that back into the card builder, where we'll see the card stock again. And down the bottom, you'll see the two pictures that I chose. So I'm going to drag the first one on here and add that to the card. Pretty straightforward. I'm sure you're all experienced with this type of thing. Click on the image. You can do some edits. I'm going to zoom in ever so slightly just so that I can bring the person in from the right a little bit. So that's the front of the card. Of course, you can edit the text for your family name or whatever you want. Go to the back page and let's drag on this second picture, which is a nice group picture of the ladies. Let's click edit. I'm just going to drag it down a little bit. There we go. And of course, you can change all the text and fonts and stuff that you want. Go to review. And this is the experience that your customers would see as they're building their cards. And you can see down here, you can't see because I'm in the way. Let me move myself over here a little bit. Down here in the bottom, I just need to zoom out a little bit. It shows you full price. So if I move myself over here, you can see down at the bottom here, it says it's $29 for these cards. because I'm logged into this account, I'm seeing the base price. Of course, your customer, we've already said on this price list, we're going to add 75% markup to that. So if my maths is right, that will be just over $50 for this customer to buy these images. Go to the checkout. Oh, found an error. So there was one thing I missed. What did I miss? I didn't choose an envelope. There you go. Okay, chose the envelope. Head to checkout. And now it's saving that card because I've added the correct envelope to the card. Now it's building that SKU, so that kind of single SKU that is then added to the shopping cart experience that your client would see in your SmugMug site. And they can go back and edit that if they wanted to edit it. They can go add more. So really, really great opportunity for you to add a really, really important SKU to your offering at this time of year. This is bang on the time that you should be offering cards to your customers. This is when they want to buy them so that they have them in time to send them out. And all you have to do is press a button and decide how much profit you want to make from those greetings cards. Let your customers know that you have them, and hopefully they are delighted with the greetings cards that you have offered to them of all their fantastic images that you took of them either this year or previous years. No questions so far. As I say, if you do have any questions, put them in that chat window and we will get to them. Another area I would like to talk to you about is another opportunity to market to your clients is the use of coupons. Coupon codes, discount vouchers, whatever terminology you want to use. We have a fantastic coupon code builder built right into your SmugMug account. And again, if you head over to your account settings, back to the business tab, back to selling, then you'll see this section underneath price list that is called coupons. And if you go into manage coupons, you'll see our coupon code builder where you can build coupon codes to do a whole variety of things to help market to your clients. There's already some live in here. As I say, it is a demo site. You can see there's buy 3, get 1 free coupon codes. If we go in and have a look at that code, you'll see that we're given an amount off. So we're given $35 off if they buy 3 prints. And then we can put on some restrictions. So it has to be a minimum purchase of $105. So this is all based on how you have your prices for that specific customer set. But let's go have a look at creating our own coupon. So hit create coupon, and there's different types of coupons you can build. An amount off, a percentage off, free shipping, or at cost. At cost is a great one if you want to offer friends and family a nice coupon. So if you have images of your own family stored on your SmugMug site, you can build a code that allows them to get those prices just at the base lab from the base price from the lab. So that is a great way to add that code. But for today's example, I think I will create a percentage off coupon code. So I can go in here, I can give it a title. Just call this one Demo for SmugMug Live. And one of the nice things I like about our coupon code builder is this ability to name the code. It's not just some random code. So we can call this one Holiday 2020 10 because it's 10% off. So in here, how much is the discount? I'm going to give them 10% off. I could give myself a little description of what that discount means for myself, and then I can go to the restrictions section. This is where, if I zoom in there a little bit, you can build in some restrictions on how this coupon code is used. It can be for a minimum price, a maximum discount. It can be maximum number of uses. It can be for a set period of time, and of course, it can be for a specific gallery for one specific client and for specific products in your price list. So pretty comprehensive coupon code builder. If you just leave them all blank and hit create, then that coupon code will be active straight away for all your clients on all your galleries and all the work that you've shared with them. And it's a great time to market just now with coupon code builders. So very, very, very simple way to get some marketing done to your clients using coupon codes. Now, one of the best things you can do at this time of year is market to those existing clients that you have. You've been hard at work over this year and previous years, building up a really great client base, doing lots of amazing work for your clients. And hopefully you have a bunch of clients who have come to your SmugMug site, loved your work, and have bought work from you in the past. And those are by far the best people to market at. They've proven themselves as great customers. They know how to use your site. They know how to buy online. They're comfortable with buying online. They are comfortable with checkout experiences online, as most of us are nowadays. But just so that you know, let me show you something on your SmugMug site that hopefully you are all aware of. Let me sure I'm in the right settings here. Yep. So if you go back to the business tab here and back to selling, we spent a lot of time in the selling section today, which is what this live stream is all about. At the very top here of your selling section, you're going to see all your sales history. Hopefully a lot of you are familiar with your sales history section. But if you go in here, just so you know, again, this is a demo site. So what we typically do is we create an order, and then once we've finished with the demo, we cancel that order because we don't need the product. So lots of cancelled orders in here. But there's an order here that has been shipped to the client. Now, any customer who has placed an order with you, you have that full history in your sales history. You have an order number, you have what they bought, how much they spent, what lab they used, what products they bought, how they were cropped. All that information is in your sales history. But today I wanted to call out something that is really, really important. Up here in the section up here, you can see the information of who that client is. Now, don't worry, I'm not sharing someone's personal information here. It is a demo site. This is our office address of headquarters in San Francisco, in Mountain View. So just a dummy order, so don't go thinking that you can spam that person. But for any order that is placed, you have all that sales information. You have that database of all the clients who have bought from you in the past, and together with your own client records, you have a really extensive database of clients that I personally would market to first. These are the clients that I would want to tell about the new SKUs that you've done, that you've added greetings cards, that you've added face masks. These are the clients that I would want to target with all that information about coupon codes, giving them a special discount at this time of year. And I'm sure you'll have great success with reaching out to that customer base. It really is the best segment to market to, those people who have already bought from you. There's no easier way than having an existing customer base. You've spent a lot of work and effort and time building up that relationship with your existing clients. Those clients have, friends and family, hopefully, who have bought from you. You have all that information in your sales history. Go utilize it, create that database, market to them, let them know about all the things you're doing in your business. Something I used to do before I joined SmugMug almost a decade ago, when I had my own photography business, which many of you have heard me mention, but I used to do seasonal newsletters, especially at this time of year with the holidays. Send out a newsletter, let your clients know what you're doing as a business, let them know what you're doing, perhaps specifically when it comes to health and safety around shoots that you're currently doing. Let them know about you personally, let them know about your brand. Just create that newsletter. There's some incredible tools, free tools on the internet now that allow you to create these things. But build it with your brand, share that with your client base, But within that newsletter, use it as an opportunity to market to that customer. You know, let them know about the SKUs, let them know about special discounts, let them know about coupons, products that you've added. It's the perfect client base to do it. Do it in the form of a newsletter, through email. You can also do physical newsletters pretty easily, but email's obviously the way to do it nowadays. Yeah, and that is some of the top tips I would give you for this season, moving into the critical time of year when as a working photographer, when it comes to having a great end to the year by having yourself set up for success. So those are my 5 areas that I would right now go check out. So I hope that has been of interest to you. But before the show started, I did tease some of you that will have seen some of the promotion of this episode 50. It's hard to believe I've done 50 of these. I did tease some of you with there being a new feature today. There is a simple new feature that I wanted to highlight before we finish this tips and tricks episode, which is a new digital download feature. A request that we've had for a long time. So let me cue this up for you. While I'm queuing this up, if those of you that are watching, if you have any questions, please post them here, and we'll get to them. So yeah, a new feature that you've been looking for a while. I just deleting that order for all those greetings cards because I didn't want cards full of Golden Gate Bridge and stuff like that. So let me just get here. So let's head over to this site again, this Johnny Smiley site. Let's go to the organizer. You'll be familiar with the organizer, hopefully. This is where you can see everything you have on your SmugMug site, all the photographs you have, all the galleries, all the folders and the pages that you've built for your website, your photo site. This is one of the most important areas, I think, within SmugMug. Really powerful tools here. If you've created a gallery before, then you will be familiar with the fact that when you create a gallery and before you upload some images to it, there are a whole bunch of settings that you have to go through to set up a gallery, which you can then save as a gallery preset, so you don't have to go through them all again. But down here in the shopping section, you can set up this gallery with all the features to that you want when it comes to the security, the privacy, the selling, how that gallery looks. But one of the features we've had for a long time, for longer than I can remember, is proof delay, where you can have proof delay on your prints before they are shipped out from the labs. Now, what's important about that is if you shoot a whole bunch of images, if you're an event photographer, a wedding photographer, someone who shoots large number of images, you don't want to have to edit all those images perfectly before uploading them. With the proof delay feature, you can build in up to 7 days proof delay, where when someone buys that image, you then have some time to edit that image, make it exactly the way you want it to before it ships from the lab. So you get notified that you've had proof delay, that you've had an order, you now have X amounts of days to edit that image. Once you've edited it, you can replace that image and tell the lab just to send that straight to the customer. We've had proof delay for, as I say, as long as I can remember, and I've been here nearly a decade. I'm delighted to let you, those of you who are watching, know we now have proof delay for digital downloads as well. So same process, except this time instead of your customers buying physical prints, it's when your customers buy a digital image, rather than it being an instantaneous delivery of that digital file to your customer. Now you can add that same proof delay to the digital files. So if you shoot an event and you shoot thousands of images at that event, wherever it might be, whether it be a wedding, a marathon, a school event, large numbers of images, you can now do a basic edit on those images, upload them to your SmugMug site, and now you only have to do that final polish on the images that people buy, because you now have proof delay on digital downloads. So cool little feature. It's fairly simple, but hopefully some of you are watching are excited about that, because it is something that people have long requested for us. It's taken a little bit of a while to build that, but we're delighted now that that is already live on your SmugMug site. You can go and add digital delay or proof delay to your digital files up to 7 working days, which if you add in, depending on when they place the order, if it falls just before a weekend, then you're going to have a little bit more than 7 days as you build in the weekend into it. A great use case for that would be if you photograph a big event and you have lots of images or, say, headshots of people at the event. It would typically, you would have to make sure all those images were exactly the way you wanted them, so that if the client downloaded them, they had the exact file that you wanted them to have. Now, by adding in proof delay, you can just do a basic edit, get them just, to the point where you're happy for your customers to see them, but you haven't went in and done the final touching to that image. And then you only have to do that final touch to the ones that people are spending money on. So one, it's a way more effective time for you in your studio to not be editing them beforehand, but now you can activate it on digital downloads. That is the main things I wanted to cover today in this tips and tricks episode. I know it's a busy time online at the moment with the holidays coming up, but I would recommend that you go and spend a good chunk of time going through some of these ideas, getting yourself ready so that you're as successful as possible. It's maybe more important this year than any previous years. If you head over to our blog, we also have 5 must-dos to increase holiday sales. We have this as a blog form, so you can go get a little refresh on some of the things I've spoken about over on our blog. And yeah, there's a lot happening in the photo industry today. I know today's also Adobe Max, so lots of information coming out today as far as some of the tools that we use. But I would encourage you to carve out a little bit of time to take on board some of these tips I've given you, and to have as good a holiday season as you can possibly have. That is probably most of what I want to cover today. Later this week, we have another episode of SmugMug Live coming out later this week. It's not a live episode. It's going to be a pre-recorded episode with a very interesting gentleman, Sebastian Terberg, based out of the Netherlands, who's having a conversation with me all about Creative Commons licensing and licensing your images, and in fact how you can license your images in a way using Creative Commons to allow people to use those images legally, but not detriment your business as well. So it's going to be a really interesting conversation with Sebastian. That will be released on Thursday this week, which will be the 22nd. And then next week, I have several things lined up next week, but the first episode will be next Tuesday, where I'm going to have my good friend Peter Daring from Peak Design, the founder of Peak Design, is joining me again on Tuesday, because it's Peak Design Kickstarter season. They have a new Kickstarter out with some real interesting products. So I'm going to have Peter join me on Tuesday next week to have a little bit of chat about those new things that they've just launched on their Kickstarter, little tripods for phones and that type of stuff. So looking forward to having a chat with Peter. As always, I'd highly encourage you to subscribe to this channel, hit that little bell notification. That way you will be notified whenever we have a guest or a new episode released here on SmugMug Live. And of course, if you ever have any questions, post them in the chat window, and we'll always read those questions and get back to you, or add them to a future episode. And of course, if you have any ideas or suggestions for shows that we can do, episodes that we can do, with whether it be genres or photographers that you would like to see on the show, drop me a line, Alastair@smugmug.com. You can find me online most everywhere at Alastair Jolly. But yeah, if you've got ideas for the show, I'd love to hear them. So keep that coming. Thank you so much for your time today. a bit shorter when we do tips and tricks episodes, because it's more about some ideas and tips and tricks, and not huge long conversations with guests. But as always, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate the support you have for us here at SmugMug Live. Please check out everything we have to offer at smugmug.com, flickr.com, and we will see you back here next time for episode 51 of SmugMug Live. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Stay safe, look after each other, be kind, and we'll see you back here next week. Thanks, everybody. Bye.